Hello, everyone. Good day. I'm Matthew McQueenie from Konabos, and it is Monday, April 15th in the year 2024. That is tax day here in the United States, and we are here to do a bit of our own accounting as we announce the winner of Konabos March Madness 2024. I would like to give a little bit of a discussion just on recollections, thoughts of where we have led to this moment. I was looking back at the history of this campaign, and it pretty much is to the day a 90-day campaign. We began this with a big announcement video from the Don Caesar in St. Pete's Beach, Florida, at the Boy & Company CMS annual kickoff event from Giannis Boy and his great organization. And through that period of time, we moved through to months and months. Hold on one sec. I have a phone going off here. We moved through to having a nomination round, which we did not do last year. We just put 16 partners together on a random bracket, and the success was great, but we wanted to stretch that this year. And so we began back January 15th, again with that announcement video in Florida, and really set forth about a month of nominations. We received nearly 120 anonymous I guess you call them anonymations, 120. And those 120 companies went through a seeding phase. So all 120 companies were put out there for the second month of the campaign. And based on the engagement and reactions on their individual comment post, the top 16 were seeded, and that was unbelievably competitive, that round. We were so close to a couple of companies being on the outside looking in of the Sweet 16, including last year's champion. I always want to call out Content Stack, who were, they ran the table last year. They were unbelievable. They were unbelievable this year, but they were just on the outside looking in. And then we went through a Sweet 16, an Elite 8, a Final 4, and then now we're at the championship round. Now, it's important because we all come together, and as we've discussed with this campaign gives us a chance to be for something as opposed to against something. It allows our teams to come together in our companies and have a lot of fun and show team spirit, the old word I love, esprit de corps, and really come together. Because even in all of our companies, we all, in any place, you have your cliques. In the tech industry, we have the various parts of our companies. Sales, marketing, customer success, product, technology. And in each of the companies, oftentimes we don't get a chance to even connect across our own companies as much as we'd like. And for me, it's been great to watch this, where all of the companies are coming together and they're pushing as one. I've seen a lot of the same names jumping in round after round. Team spirit, unbelievable stuff. But again, when you look at this as a 3-month campaign, and I look just at the statistics on the Konabos, we again are a digital services company who can work with hopefully many of these providers. We've learned a lot about them. We've learned a lot of new ones. Look forward to looking into the technology a bit more over the next coming year as we lead up to the next March Madness. But this 3-month campaign has, just on the Konabos page, generated nearly 90,000 organic impressions. We are seeing 30-day averages on our page, a page that has 3,000 followers. We're trying to grow. We're building. On a page that has 3,000 followers, we're seeing upwards of 40,000 impressions on a 30-day running average. And it's because of what all you are doing in your push, in our ability to raise the waters together for the industry and to connect and again, to be for something. And so when I look at that, the other piece, we've seen even better engagement rates than we did last year. Last year we were seeing 10, 12, 15% engagement rates. This year we're seeing 30, 35, 40 plus % engagement rates. We're seeing great user-generated content being created by some of the companies in it. We're seeing newsletter announcements, monthly digests for companies going out, talking about their inclusion in this contest and compelling their followers, their acolytes, to vote. Many Slack channels I'm hearing. It's time for pushing, folks. I mean, up and down, for me, the greatest part has been hearing the backstories behind the madness, as I call it. Squiz, phenomenal videos. Just great job. Great team spirit. Last week, they provided they offered their great co-founder, JP, and we did an interview at the start of last week. Really great. Squiz pushes so hard, just that interview is getting to over 1,000 minutes watched. A quick interview that had no promotion or push beforehand. Again, they've done great videos, great work, great push. They understand how important it is to have fun and how having fun can put you in front of that many more people. Constructor as well. Another company we at Konabos were not very much aware of. It's funny to see Squiz and Constructor going against each other, and it shows the magic of March, as they say in the NCAA tournament. I don't necessarily want to call them Cinderellas, but there were two companies who came in from anonymous nominations. Squiz, number 1 seed going into the Sweet 16 tournament, and week after week dominated the competition, but also more than dominated the competition, brought the best out in their competition, because you have seen record voting amounts from anybody who's gone up against Squiz. And that is the mark of a champion as well. Again, Constructor, just quietly winning round after round, getting seeded, moving along, and then they find themselves in the finals. They also, I reached out to their CEO, Ellie, last week, and I said, hey, we did this interview with Squiz. Would you be willing to come on? He said, absolutely. He came on last Friday. I was in Dublin at the SugCon Europe for Sitecore, and he happened to be in Lisbon, which was kind of cool to be in relatively similar time zones on the other side of the world. He came on. He talked to what his company's about. He was as surprised as anybody that really a tech-focused, data-focused, data science background company showed themselves in March as well, in January, in March, and April now. And really surprised to see that, but happy, enthusiastic. And this is what we love to see from the community, from all of these companies. It's a little silly, of course it is, but when it gets rolling, we all want to jump in and play. And when we all jump in and play, those kind of impression numbers, that kind of engagement happens. And the LinkedIn algorithm can't deny it. Again, those are just our numbers. I'd love to see how everybody's numbers did. Imagine if we could model how many people this reached. The amount of folks who I heard had the opportunity to reach out to contacts, to network, not for new business in that moment, but to ask for a vote, to ask, will you put your stamp of approval on our company? Will you help us in this, yes, silly campaign, but one that can't be denied? And so with that, I would like to announce that the winner of Konabos March Madness 2024 is Squiz, the open source DXP based out of Australia, nearly 25 years old. And I do want to say, as a runner-up, what Constructor did was unbelievable. We thought last week, when the competition of Squiz versus Kentico reached nearly 200 votes, more than 200 for Squiz, a little under 200 for Kentico, we thought, wow, that is a high watermark. And it was. hats off to them. Props to all those teams. This week, wow, it got up towards 300. Squiz was over 300 engagements. Constructor neared 300. They were just under. So impressive. Such great team spirit. And when I look at the post in general, another post that's nearing 4,000 impressions on its own, hundreds and hundreds of engagements on the post itself, in the reactions, in the commentary. There were back and forths. It became like a community corkboard, like a digital community corkboard. And it was so much fun. And we will have more to announce with the winners. We will hopefully, with a winner, we will hopefully be able to do something with Squiz. We already started talking about that in the background to commemorate this this momentous occasion. But just, wow. Let's give a hats off to both teams. Let's give a hats off to every team who was a part of this, who engaged with this campaign. This is your campaign. This is our campaign. It's not just a Konabos campaign. This was what an industry can do when they come together and push as one and push the bounds of what's possible and who sees us. So thank you all. Congratulations to Squiz. And let's look forward to what can happen over the next year, because we're going to make this an annual campaign. That quarter of the year, that first quarter of the year, the traditional first quarter, will be March Madness. Similar nominating, seeding, Sweet 16. Maybe we move it to a bigger bracket. Let's see. I mean, the bracket in the actual March Madness is 64 teams, and actually I believe 68 if you bring the play-in games. We'll take it one step at a time. But we are going to try for the other 3 quarters of the year to keep the momentum going, because you've shown this is something that is a lot of fun and we can keep going. And let's tell the business stories of these companies. Let's use the leverage, the eyeballs on this campaign to help tell the stories of how we can offer the best solutions to customers and how we make sense of this very complex but so exciting industry. Folks, our accounting is done here on tax day in the U.S. I hope you have a great week. Congratulations to Squiz, and congratulations to the runner-up Constructor and all of the others who battled in Konabos March Madness 2024. Thank you all.